So you'd be dealing with people. Target down.
Damn, I'm still cool as a cucumber. Those game faces on. Don't worry!
Namaste programs. Yes, I'm still playing this. No, I still don't know why. Let's turn that sound off. Excellent. I don't know. Now I need to know. Well, I'm torn. I really am torn because it's not really 100% inside my realm of interests, all this medieval history and art and whatnot. I'm interested in it in the sense that I'm interested in anything. But beyond that, obviously there's not much of a game. It is just a story, which is fine. It's not the kind of book I would read, for example. A murder mystery, medieval murder mystery. And two, I'm well ahead of it. I mean, it was just obvious the Baron was going to get killed. And now I'm worried that my predictions of who did that, and I didn't even know it was going to be a murder mystery, although I assumed there had to be some kind of plot show up, and that's a pretty typical one. I don't know if it's as good as it thinks it is. Let's just play it for a bit more and see if it absolutely annoys the shit out of me. We'll see. I enjoy it while I'm playing it, so let's go. I can't get the note out of my head. What note? The girl who died and the innocent with her. So she was pregnant? Baron maybe killed her? What could it mean, and who wrote it? The doctor? Alright, does it actually give me a hint as to where I should go? No, of course not. Of course not. Oh, okay, meal. So I can go to Franz Bauer, Charcoal Burner, Johann Bauer, Gertner Farm, Midwife, Zimmerman House, Alban Bakery. Do any of these help me forward the plot, though? Because I don't think they do. Enter Innsbruck murder information. So, stonemason. Lucky. Can we eat with Lucky? Where is Lucky? Lucky, you're with Amy. It needs to be in Tasling. Bakery? Well, who's Lucky? Now I have to look up who Lucky is. Franz Bauer. Big Jorg. Where's Franz Bauer? Lucky. Linhart Lucky Steinauer. Known for his great strength. Steinauer is one of these places. Oh, what's this? Something house. I can't read it. Great. That's fantastic. Don't we love that? Oh, that's the guest house. That's where the wife will be. Right. Possibly where to go. None of these are Steinhaus. None of these are Steinhaus. So, where does Lucky live? Where does Lucky live? Alright, so for want of something better to plan, I'm just going to go to the guest house because it's the closest thing. Lower Abbey. Hello, horse. Guest house. Good morning, dog. Oh, pet Furchen. Furchen. Oh, can you pet the dog? Yeah, can you pet the dog Twitter hat thing? We'll be happy. Good job petting that dog, my friend. Ooh, the thunder. So who's this? Lady Salmonella. Lady Salmonella? See what this book is? What's this? A letter from the Baron to the Baron from Prior Ferenc. Baron Rosvoga. Trot Ihre... It's in German, I can't read it. My god, Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. Oh, the thought plickens. No wonder Ferenc was so unsettled when Lorenz arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. Occult hands. Ritual letter. Quests galore. Definitely by Obsidian, right? I found a letter in the Baron's belongings. It was from Prior Ferenc. In it, Ferenc said he would not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisitors in Innsbruck. Innsbruck. Right, okay. Lady Salmonella. Ah, Master Marla, would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Oh, she already knows? He's dead? What? What and who and how and why? Of course, please lead the way. Thank you. Please sit. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, Amen. Ah, women. Hang on a second. The meatbag needs to check on his grandmother. She's having a complaint about something. Could just be shouting at the TV. Be right back. It was the latter. Screaming at the TV, in case you're curious. Amen. So, you had your husband killed because she got some woman who was pregnant killed when he was here last. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. I thought they wouldn't... See, again, the manservant said that they didn't want to have anything to do with one another. He was leaving because she was arriving. Although he didn't say that outright, that was the implication, right? Right? Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Mr. Marley. Of course, the honor is mine. Must have been staying nearby to arrive here so quickly. It's a terrible thing what happened to the Baron. I must admit, I'm surprised you wished to speak with me. You must have been staying nearby to arrive here so quickly. Gotta use the traits, gotta use them. You are an observant man, Master Marlowe. Indeed, I was staying in Innsbruck while my husband visited the Abbey. What do we got here? Emmental cheese. Swiss cheese. And a wheat bread. I want one of these. What's one of these? It's like a exploding pomegranate apple. And a pie. I want a pie. Quail. Well, let's start with the cheese and bread and then eat the quail. No, we'll start with the quail for sure. We'd meant to taku. We're going to Japanese again. Taku a tour of the Alpine towns before returning to our home in Worms. But, well, return we shall. I'm sorry for your loss, my lady. But I know you did it. This sorrow is just the first of many, I'm afraid. You married yourself, Master Marla? Why are you offering? A woman waits for me in Nuremberg. When I finish my work here, we will be wed. No, and truth be told, I'm not looking forward to the prospect. That is a shame. There are joys to be found in marriage, should you care to work for them. Well, I do not care to work for them. Perhaps it's no surprise you and Lorenz became fast friends. Fiends, did it say. Oh, sneaky. Freudian slip. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Well, he did see something of myself in him. My knife! Oh, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do it, apparently. No one's suspecting me, because they just immediately made me the detective. Oh, my. He even gave you one of his pins. He must have been quite fond of you. Oh, maybe that was a clue as well. You mean to say you knew of his excursions? Rarely have I met someone with such a depth of knowledge and a thirst for debate. I hope I should meet a more peaceful end than he did. You mean to say you knew of his excursions? Master Marla, very little of a husband is mysterious to his wife, no matter what he might fool himself into believing. May fool himself into believing. Lorenz was a flawed man. His various infidelities were no secret to me. But are we not all flawed before Christ? Yeah, sure. All men, certainly. Oh. Frumenty? What's frumenty? Don't know what frumenty is. I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. I only hope his appetites are not what led him to this end. Oh, you know full well that's what happened. Or should I say, Baron von Salmonella? I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lorenz so close that you would trouble yourself so? My motivation is personal. I fear the abbot and the archdeacon will be led to inaccurate conclusions by circumstantial evidence. I merely wish to see justice served, my lady. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the Baron's body, but I do not believe he killed your husband. Yeah, we'll do that. Let her know. If not him, then who? You, Lady Salmonella, you! There are many possibilities, both here at the Abbey and in town. I don't wish to speak out of turn. I see. Well, I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that my husband made his share of enemies. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave them freely to all who would listen, and some who would not. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. This new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man, from all I've heard, a true scholar. Father Gernot does not share Matthias's passion for the written word, yet endures the expense of it. be put in such a position would make any man unhappy. I understand. I wonder what he will make of Lorenza's gift to the Abbey. Wait for her to continue. Hand out the rope for her to hang herself with. How's my coffee? Well, how's my meatbags coffee? It's very nice. He had found a book about the history of tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears Father Matthias has expressed, but he didn't share the particulars with me. Do you have a sense of what the scandals involved? Was the appearance of the book peculiar or noteworthy in any way? Did you know Mother Maria? Was the appearance of the book peculiar or noteworthy in any way? It was neither large nor small, bound in blue leather. Unfortunately, I never examined it closely. My apologies. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. Abhorrent. Oh, another Freudian slip. Why would someone who has education but no thirst for knowledge be so self-aware of that fact? That's like the writer has written down the qualities of this character, and she's saying her own qualities. I mean, some people are self-aware like that, but a character like this, that's just exposition. Nod solemnly. Do you plan to stay in Tassing long? Only so long as it takes the Archdeacon to investigate my husband's murder. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I'm in no hurry to return. Why is that, if I may act? Wait for her to continue. You are a disarming man, Master Marlowe, and much too easy to talk to. Oh, I thank you. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Lorenz and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. Well, I should know. I'm a lawyer. Would you like me to elucidate them for you? I studied imperial law at Erfurt. Ah, thank you, but no. I fear it will only heighten my unease. Okay. I was going to tell you everything will be fine. I am sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Thank you for having me at your table, m'lady. Be well, Master Marla. And whatever anyone says of my husband, I'm certain he appreciated your friendship. I thought he was a dickhead. He was a dickhead. I should get some sleep. Yes, you should. You know what? What's happened here? Okay, hello, Master Marla. Fair enough. Let's go get some sleep. Is there more than one place to sleep? Question mark? Oh, library investigate. Oh, interesting. So what would I be looking at in the library? The Baron and the Nun? That's in the convent. Gathering evidence. In his house north of Town Commons. If I'd read that. So north of Town Commons. Which is his house. His name wasn't Zimmerman, was it? Where are you, Lucky? What's happened to you? Lucky, you're with Lucky. Steinhauer. So, which is his house? Not that I'm going there now, but... But that's the only place to sleep. But I could actually be doing a... an investigation of the library. Alright, let's, It's not that one. Widow's house is next to Franz Bauer. Ritual for the Baron, Inquisitor, blah blah blah, Prior Phrenic strangely. She's usually in the Prior's house in the convent. However, what Question mark. Well, I'm going to go there and see if I can get into the library, because there is an icon. Let's see if we can't... it's closed right now. That what you're telling me? Herb hut. Herb hut. No, so I can get in. That's fine. Where do I want to go now? So through the cloister, into the dormitory, into the Old Bailey, behind there to the sacri... Oh, no, that's in the scriptorium. I know where that is. Yes, that's where Illuminata was. Why can I do that? Is this, because it's nighttime? I can do it now? I've gone the wrong way, bruh. What the hell are those? Fucking aliens. The aliens are coming. So I can't. Really? Surely there's another way. I'm not allowed through the sacristy, am I? Oh, there's a way through the cemetery. Let's try that. Maybe I went the right way after all. Old Bailey, that's where I want to go. Scriptorium. Hello? Library? Really? There's a thing on the fucking thing, and I can't do it? Bro. Is that just a bug, actually? No. Boo, game. Boo. I was lied to. How else would I get into the library? Investigate. Prior's house. Alright. Nothing to investigate, apparently. It's probably not meant to be showing up. It's just a bug. I'm gonna go with that. Oh shit, Mathieu is the Abbey's circator. If he sees me, he'll kick me out. Monk responsible for making rounds in the Abbey to make certain everyone is where they're supposed to be, doing what they are supposed to do. I have to keep out of sight until he's passed. Good thing he can't see well. Oh, let's just duck into a crypt or something. Oh no, it's the church. Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. Nailed it. PogChamp. Crypt Tower. Crypt Tower. Right, but I want to go to the library. I thought this path next to the scriptorium was going to lead me to this sacristy, but it didn't. I am outraged. Dormitory. Old Bailey. Ah, it's locked. Locked. Is there someone to see up in the tower or something? I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be sneaking around, you know? Shouldn't be sneaking around. Let's ring the bells. Nothing. At least we know it's there then. See what's in the crypt. The cat crept into the crypt, crept out again. Foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. Christ almighty. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way back to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kiersau's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. Investigate. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. There's a key. A key. That was it. Now what? Found the secret door to library. Ah. Well, I wanted to get into the library. That was Baron and the Nun. I was able to find an entrance to the library, so hang on. Usually the Priory's house in the convent. Mother Cecilia reacted poorly to the Baron's appearance at the abbey. Could she have something to do with the murder? I should find out what their history is. She's usually in the Prioress's house in the convent, which I didn't have access to. I was able to find the entry to the library through the crypt beneath the abbey. A false relief opened a door that revealed a stairway leading up to the floor of the library. Now I must have to go inside after the nuns have left. Ah, that's why it's available now. But I've skipped ahead somehow here. I was probably meant to go to the prioress's house and then find out I needed something in the library. Dude. This is very much an Obsidian game then. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. Why would I do that? I've done a side quest before it was even ready. Ah, dang it. Enter the library, why not? You fuck everything up, we fuck everything up. Search the nun's nasties. Oh, I mean the nun's records. Your eyes are nun's nasty. Speaking of which, meatbag is drinking water. Oh, I have disappeared. Oh, I can go over here. Oh, my God. Read. What's this? Oh, dear God. Mugwort. De Herbis Cambriae. On the herbs of Wales. Southernwood Mugwort. The writer is Cadphalus of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. You and me both, buddy. Interesting, he writes about butcher's broom. The Greeks used it to aid with urination and defecation. This author claims it can also help with the reduction of swelling. He seems to be speaking from experience. A wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. What? What? Now I can't do anything? I think I wasn't... Oh, I can go up here? There we go. There we go. I did not know I could go up there. It did not look like I could go up there. I thought to go upstairs you had to have a... look at that. I didn't even know that. God dang it. Alright, what do we have here? A bifolium from the Mysteria Astra. I've read a number of treatises on astronomy, but I've never heard of this one. Treatises. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connection between astrological signs and the elements and their basic relationship to alchemy. That's the symbols. Each sign is governed by one of the 4 elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are earth signs, and so on. Yes, am I going to have to make a note of this? Take a screenshot, huh? A screenshot. A screenshot. A screenshot. Symbols. Done. It cuts off there. The next page is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Given the dramatically different context of the following page, what's that meant to be? The choir? Choir this bifolium came from must have been assembled improperly. Those 2 pages were interesting enough, I suppose, but quite basic. Ah well, they can't all be Aristotle. Lol. Lol. This is most curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Historia de Labyrintho Labororium. Bro. Account of the Labyrinth of Books. Let's save that one as well, I guess. Labyrinth. Didn't think I knew how to spell that, but I spelt it anyway. Great. I've heard tales of some incredible libraries across Christendom, but a labyrinth? That must be metaphorical. You need an extraordinary amount of books to actually build a labyrinth. Let's go with that one. Sounds quite silly. Impossible, really. Labyrinth of books. Piffle. Labyrinth of books? How dare you say that? How dare you? But why are these... Oh, those are the books I got earlier, right? Alright, well, this must be it. This looks promising. The Familiares of the Sisters of Kirsel Abbey. Yes. Bro. Mother Katharina Monastery Prefecta. Mother Catherine was the first to enter records, it looks like, almost 50 years ago. Soro Hildegard is not as... Well, let's just click on. Sister Hildegard from the Golderich family in Ravensburg. Quite wealthy. It looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Can't do that one. Why not? Sister Cecilia. Aldehite? Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Wait, she's from the Welser family. They are one of the most powerful families in Ellsberg. It looks like her family donates a lot of money to Kirsau every year, more than my family sees in 10. Oh, the thought plickens. Sister Gertrude from Hoff the Herbalist, yes? Ah, that one. Her father is an apothecary, that explains it. Matilda Objate, yes, the nun cellarer. Oblate, of course. She came from Kempton. Appointed official in a monastery responsible for maintaining food supplies and for maintaining the grounds. A likely story. Merchant family. They donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful. I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. Illuminata. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminata. Named Angeline from the Capocci family in Perugia. It looks like they have some connection to Kirsau through an old abbot, Rudolph. Her family donates money to the abbey every year as well. Interesting. Perugia, huh? Sophie from Birgitz. Her family is poor, but they donated flour. Kick her out then. Lisbeth Oblati, she's from Utrecht. Okay. It looks like she had an eventful life before coming here. Married with a child, both died. Her merchant family has some connection to Kirsau through the Kaufmans of Rothenburg of the Tower. A free imperial city and home to several holy chivalric orders and monasteries. The city was a gathering point for pilgrims, Catholic and Protestant alike. I like it a lot. Sister Margaret. Oh, the blind girl who assists Gertrude. She went blind because of failed surgery on her cataracts. Wealthy peasant family, they donated wool and a pasture in Kreml. Sister Zerdena. This should be good. They donate a fortune to the abbey. No wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. What an absolute... what's the word? Creep I am. Hang on, that's what we've got here. This note says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. The date's 3 years ago. This was before Father Matthias dies. Because the Baron got her pregnant, you git. Figure it out. God, it's so obvious. Which means it was around the time Baron Rothvogel visited. Should I ask Sister Matilda about this? Maybe Mother Cecile as well. What else have I missed? Nothing. No more underlines. No more underlines. Alright, good. Done. Talk to Cecilia or Matilda. Oh, my darling. Notes on Sister Matilda. Okay. I decided to risk entering the library to search through the records of the sisters. There must be some clue here about which sister was harmed during Lorenz Rothvogel's last visit. So there we go. It was Sister Matilda. Who I don't know who that is. What's the bet? Someone's going to catch me now. How do I go downstairs? There we go. Oh, yeah. Come on, bro. Down the steps. Down. There we go. Dun dun dun. Hide in the stacks. Quick. It's a monk. Oh, and the blind monk. Well, not the hard of seeing monk. Oh, I knew it. Of course. Of course. That's no shock to anyone. What in the what? Ellipsis. Shit. I'll break for the stairs. They can't possibly catch me. I'll talk to them. We can work this out. We'll come to an understanding. Alright, I just need to wait for Rudiger and Matthew to leave. Just a little patience. What am I going to do now? Sounds like an opportunity to investigate and or blackmail. Run for it, go, go, go. Just wait for them to finish, then leave. It can't take that long, can it? You should speak with them openly in good faith as men of reason. Yeah, I think so. It could go badly. We're both in an awkward position. What they're up to is dangerous business in a few ways. They won't be happy about me being here. It could go badly. I have to choose my words carefully. I'll talk to them. We can work this out. We'll come to an understanding. Ahem. My good fellows. Oh, well, hello. Good evening. Well, what are you doing here? Andreas, what is the meaning of this? Did you follow us in here? Oh, no, I was just out for an evening walk. No, come on. I don't care what you're up to or up to. That's between you and God. I didn't mean to alarm you. I came looking for clues about who killed the Baron. Just let me walk out of here, or I'm going to tell the abbot what I just saw. No, we would just stick to the truth. What should I say to them? This is a delicate situation, to be sure. They're understandably concerned. If their tryst is discovered, they could be expelled from Kiersal, maybe worse. You could be open about it, say it's none of your business, and just you go your separate ways. Tell them the truth. You're looking for clues about the murder so you can save Piero's life. Threaten them. Say you're going to tell the abbot that they were screwing. What are they going to do? Tell the truth. They'll probably be sympathetic, and it will be clear I didn't come here to spy on them. Matthew might be suspicious, but I think I can convince him. I didn't mean to alarm you. I came looking for clues about who killed the Baron. I know Brother Piero didn't do it. Someone else from the Abbey or the town has to be responsible. You know Piero is a good man and a pious monk. I can't let him die. Oh, good. I can't believe Brother Piero could I'm sorry, it's just so shocking. I pray that God will deliver mercy to Piero and bring the true culprit to light. Or, maybe I could do it, on behalf of God, if you want to put it that way, but, It's like back when I was an IT person, and I saved someone's, they accidentally deleted something, and I just got it from the backups, no problem. She literally started praying and said, thank God for the backups. And she was religious. Well, I knew she was praying to God, not thanking me personally for having set up the backups and maintained the backups and found the stuff. God. Craziness. But I guess I did God's work that day. I'm glad you are doing what you can to help him. It's difficult for the rest of us to act, given the abbot's opinion. Andreas, how does skulking in the library help you prove Brother Piero's innocence? I'm not sure. Do you know why Sister Matilda was sent to a hermitage? I do recall a period where she was absent, yes. One day she was just gone. Ogni! I don't know why. I don't normally concern myself with Mother Cecilia's business. I never spoke with her, but Wojslaw told me she was sent away to a hermitage for her health. Which one's Wojslaw? Okay, that guy, right, don't remember him. Rudiger! Why does how do you say that? Wojslav. Why does Wojslav know about Matilda's whereabouts? They are both cellarers and have reason to go to town on behalf of the Abbey. Just as you have more contact with Sister Illuminata than I, Brother Wojslav has more contact with Sister Matilda. In any event, I wish you good fortune with proving Brother Piero's innocence. And perhaps you can fail to mention what happened here. I trust you will keep all of this to yourself. I'm literally writing this before it even shows up on the screen. That's not a good thing, by the way. I mean, I'm a what's the word? I'm a connoisseur. I'm a consumer of lots and lots of books and TV and movies and whatnot, but yeah. So it's possible for me to be ahead of everything, but it shouldn't be. All of what? Fine. We should go. Good night, Andreas. Well, he tiny. Blink. Blink, Andreas. Blink. Oh, look at that. Don't even have to go through the town. Beautiful. I fast traveled. And this is why I'm going to lose some time in the morning as well. Yeah, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Oh, but what? But wait, there's more. Gertrude, what the fuck? Oh, Ursula. Good Oh, it's not morning. Through ellipsis. It's the middle of the night, Ursula. What are you doing up here? A dot dot dot. A strapstuff. I see. Ellipsis. Would you like me to tell you a story? Would that help you sleep? You've heard the story of the cat in the cradle. The cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. Let's do that one. This will be remembered. Far up north in Flanders, where Lenhart's mill came from, there's a town by the sea. Okay. 100 years ago, there was a great flood there on the feast of St. Elizabeth. Bugger, I didn't click on that. You know how mad your dad gets when the water comes through your farm? Well, it was like that, but much worse. If your dad saw St. Elizabeth's flood, he'd probably lose all his hair on the spot. Take 2. The mother of John the Baptist. She became pregnant in old age after it was foretold by the Archangel Gabriel. Right. The waters rose so high that everyone had to leave the town. Many families lost their homes. When the floodwaters went down, the townsfolk went to look for survivors. Would you believe that they saw a baby's cradle floating in the water? Ugh. I know, it strains credulity, but it's about to get even stranger. There was a cat on the cradle. It was jumping back and forth to keep the waves from getting in. The townsfolk couldn't believe it, so they slowly rowed their way out to the cradle. And when they looked inside, what did they see but a tiny baby, warm and Gothleblue. Anyway, that was why they named the town Kinderdijk. That would be Baby Dam. Ellipsis. Makes more sense if you know Dutch. Bro, oh, straight up to bloody noon. We're doomed. We're doomed. We'll never finish it in time. I should find someone to eat with. Really? Is that what you think? Ursula, you nut. And Alright, hang on a second. So, what have we got? What options do we have? We've got the Gertner Farm to eat. We've got Johann Bauer. Charcoal burner. Any investigating to do? No. Alban Bakery, Midwife, Zimmerman House. I want to find out where god dang, what's his face is. The stonemason. Where would I find Sister Matilda? What am I doing? Anything? Is that where the convent is? Anyway, it doesn't seem to be an option right now to be doing that. So I guess, just like last time, we'll eat whatever's closest. I guess we'll go to Johann Bauer? Or I could just eat here. Clara, what's going on? Hello, Andreas. It's nice to see you out and about. Morning, Clara. Keeping busy? Always. If it's not the... Washing, it's the cooking, the mending, the tidying. Ah, I'll lose my head if I count it all. And that's before we get to the wool. Ah, goodness, all that wool. The sheep are lambing already? So soon, I know. I didn't think you'd notice. We sheared the ewes last week to prepare for the lambing. You remember the bleating, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed and we've got a pile of sinning to get through before the lambs are born. Spinning to get through before the lambs are born. Ah, where will we find the time? Sounds like a lot of work. Surely you have some help. Oh yes, sometimes more than we need. Many of the women in Tassing lend a hand, so it goes quickly. Many hands make light work, eh? Even baby Ursula? Oh, we give her a little wool to play with, but she's too young yet. Not for too much longer, though. My mother taught me to spin when I was still in soft shoes. Fucking child labour, brah. Industrial revolution you need. You need an industrial revolution, my dear. I've never had much of a hand for spinning, so I enjoy the company more than the work. It's rare so many of the women in town are in the same room together. We share recipes, stories, hardships, friendship, you know. And maybe a little bit of gossip too. Oh, ho, ho, tis, ha, ha, ha. You all must know quite a lot about the goings-on in Tassing. We know some, it's true, but Johann Bauer is there to watch over us, so things can't get too rowdy. Oh, Andreas, you should come by. I'd like that, thank you. Everyone would be glad to see you, I'm sure. We meet at Johann Bauer's house. Please come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to my labours, but it was lovely to see you, Andreas. Take care. Be well, Clara. Oh, Andreas, I meant to ask, would you care to join us for a meal? Perhaps another time, Clara. I'm going to go try John Bauer's house. He seems to be in the know. Of course, be well, Andreas. Andreas, you're very close to Clara there. Attending the bee. Attend the bee. The spinning bee. Some of the peasant women have invited me to spin wool with them and share in a little gossip about the town. I could learn something about who would have wanted to kill Lawrence. The women meet at Johann Bauer's house just off the commons. I should let Johann know I want to attend. Yeah, alright. Well, that's what we're gonna do, motherfucker. That's what we're gonna do. It will be fun to have you spinning with us, Andreas. Ah, spin class. Lovely. Now, so John Bauer's house is over here. Hang on a cotton picking minute. Or whatever this is. What are they picking? Corn? It's corn! Andreas, got dinner plans? Perhaps another time, Peter. Suit yourself. It's not dinner anyway, it's lunch. What you talking about, bruh? Ill Peter. John, there we go. That's what we want. Good, Nathan. Bees. Johan's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Johann. Andreas, you've got dinner plans? Why don't you join us at our table? Kind of you to offer, Johann. Please lead the way. Great, I'm starving. He's hoping Hetty's cooking up something good. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, 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 amen. Amen. There's been some chaos up at the Abbey, hasn't there, Andreas? Could hear those bells ringing clear across the valley. Sounded like the monks were mustering for war. Because you realize this means war. Haven't you heard a man was murdered? The Baron Rothvogel. Lorenz Rothvogel was killed in cold blood. It's a tragedy. Top one. Good riddance. You won't find many in Tassing crying over one dead nobleman. I can't believe you haven't heard, Johann. Have you had your head in the dirt? I don't attempt to gossip. That's your job. You're damned right. I'll admit this has me interested. A murder at an abbey? How did it come to pass? I'm still trying to figure that out. My mentor brother Piero was found with the body, but he's too frail to have done the deed. Fresh potage, poached egg, chicken. Let's start with the egg. Presley, what about the blood? Was it everywhere? Oh, buckets of it. Some? Too bad. Tell me about the wound. Could you see it? Jesus, Mom. I'm only curious. It's not every day a man's murdered in broad daylight. What if I need to protect myself? Women always enjoying true crime because they need to learn how to protect themselves from psychopaths. You're being weird, Mom. Weird and drunk. Uh-huh. Do you have any idea who might have done the deed, if not this brother Piero? The Baron had many enemies in town and at the Abbey. Scandalous to think that any Tassing resident might be a murderer. Don't say that. Fuck up, son. A noble killer won't take an interest in you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Whoever killed the Baron has to be dumb as rocks. Or very angry. Does anyone come to mind, Johann? I suspect we'll find the culprit is a bit of both. I can think of a few times before that. I suspect the culprit. Does anyone come to mind, Johann? No, and I wouldn't tell you if they did. No good can come of whatever it is you're up to, Andreas. Oh, now I'm the bad guy. Once the church and the nobility get involved, all the peasants are going to get is shit. From one end or the other, it doesn't matter which. Gross, Dad. Hehehehe, lol. Oi, I didn't click on anything. What if I'm right? What? I'm right. Hans thinks I'm right, don't you, son? Always, Dad. At least God granted me one respectful child. Ugh, what a suck-up. Speaking of the church, has Johann told you about how the abbot's out to ruin our lives? No, but I suspect it has something to do with taxes? Yes, thank you. Even a travelling artist from God knows of a Christ knows where understands. I'm from Nuremberg. We were supposed to expand our farm, but the abbot's taxes make it impossible. We can't grow enough barley to feed ourselves, pay the miller's toll, and give the abbey its due. It's not Christian. Actually, it's perfectly legal under Bavarian law. Oh, I'm law-splaining, am I? It's not right the way you and the rest of the farmers are treated it. It's not right. That's right. Now that Ranning Kemper's kicked the bucket, the old witch's land will be forfeit soon. Once Ottilia's gone, her land will be available for us to purchase, God willing. Not if Uncle Franz gets to it first. Don't know who that guy is. I can't believe you. She's an old lady living all alone. We should be looking after her, not picking scraps from her corpse. Shut up, Jesus. How dare you speak to your father that way? Say nothing. I feel sorry for Ottilia. God help me. We're going to have a very serious conversation about your attitude, Veronica. Lord help me. Haha, you're in for it now. Eat shit, Hans. Alright, that's it. Everybody out. Andreas, it's been great, but I need to have a talk with my ungrateful children. See yourself out. Yes, thank you for your hospitality. Goodbye. Mind your safety on the walk back. That charcoal man and his suspicious friend are about. What? The charcoal man? Soon may the charcoal man. Alright. I should get back to work, but also, surely there's investigations to be done. Oh, there is. At John Bauer's farm. Well, let's, what? Hans. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about then? What do you think about? Uncle Franz says Brigitta might come help with the laundry today. Brigitta. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitta lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. What? Until later, Hans. Bye. Johan, what's the investigation here? Andreas, I was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. I'm happy to spare a few hours. Hetty'll be glad to hear it. She's got a fondness for you, heaven knows why. Now, I can't let you inside among the unmarried girls, being unmarried yourself. But you're welcome to watch through one of the windows. How is that any better? I mean, I'll just creepily stare at people through the windows. You don't need to worry about me. Good. Nothing matters more for a young woman than her reputation, and Eva and Veronica won't be getting a poor one on my watch. That idiot never did see trouble. He didn't want to jump in feet first. That idiot! You don't think he's gone to Innsbruck? I might just keep listening instead of getting... What is that, a dead rat in the corner? A dead cow? It's a kitten. Lord, no. Innsbruck's got to be small time to the little shit now. You think he has something more exciting in mind? What you doing, Ursula? It's a big world. Perhaps he intends to explore it, or escape. That nobleman was just murdered up at the Abbey. Okay. Fascinating conversation. Martin picked an awfully convenient time to run off. Oh, Lord. Andreas was friends with the nobleman. Do you think Martin could have, you know... What motivation could Martin possibly have had? I'm not ruling anyone out just yet. I don't think this is appropriate for me to discuss. What motivation could Martin have had? It's not our place to say. Martin has a nasty little habit. He's gotten better. Once a thief, always a thief, I say. I saw Martin running away from the Abbey the morning Lorenz was killed. God, no. Martin might be a thief, but I don't think he's a murderer. He's a coward at heart. You think it takes a brave man to commit a murder? Not a brave man, but a bold one, and Martin is not that. He's your problem, Cat. What do you think? Could he have killed that man? Ellipsis. Man! This is a matter best left to the proper authorities, and not a spinning bee. Imagine being tried by a gaggle of peasant women. That's unkind, Johan. It's the truth, isn't it? It doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. She's right, Johan. You're being unfair. Remind me, Andreas, whose home are we in? Oh, lay off him, Johan. Jesus. Andreas, if you're just going to stand around, how about I put you to work? Yes, please do. If you're going to gossip with the girls, you might as well spin with them, too. Yeah, why not? Learn to spin. How does this work? Draft wool from the distaff and twist it tight, then spin the tight yarn onto the spindle. Once there's enough yarn on the spindle, collect it at the bottom and begin again. Draft, twist, spin, collect, repeat. You'll figure it out. Shit. So, here? Oh, hell. Draft, twist. Ah, I see. Damn thing. Okay, and then done. I've got it. By Jove, I've got it. You know, I took Ursula to play with Gret's daughter the other day. And there was a strange man in the bakery. Was he polite to you? I can't believe Ulrich would stand for anything less. He was very reserved, dark-skinned, quite tall, and wearing a tunic? He liked the rye bread, I remember. Who is this man? Why am I just now hearing about this? I believe he is staying at the Abbey. That must be Brother Sebhat. Brigitte and I saw him walking up there after visiting the shops. He seemed lost. Where is he from? Does he speak a German? Christ, I hate being the last to know. No. No. Oh, we're done already. We're done already. Jesus. PogChamp. Spin wool as fast as the ladies. Nice. You know, I saw Big York talking to that nun again. The young one. Ha, who can blame him? Oh, damn it, Johan. Lol kick. Why is her one covered in red? She's making red wool, I guess. He knows she's trouble. I told him to stay away. She's very pretty, isn't she? In a mean way. Pretty, perhaps, but none all the same. But a none all the same. He knows better. When has that ever stopped Big York from doing anything? We have plenty of pretty girls here in town. My Veronica's not half bad. Mom! Let's not give Andreas any ideas, eh? I've got no ideas, you fool, you damn fool. Ah, speediness. I'll just do all of the work. Brigitte has been spending a lot of time at her mother's house lately. Agnes is glad to have her home, and Lucky's always treated her like a daughter, but I can tell they're concerned. Are Brigitte and Martin having trouble, Veronica? Oh, that's one word for it. And Brigitte does what she can, but nothing pleases Martin. He won't lift a finger for her or Wolf. Who's Wolf? The baby. Oh, okay. He's such an asshole. Well, that's not his business, is it? Women's work and all that. You ever seen him doing much of men's work, Dad? Can't say I've ever seen him do much work at all. That's what's the point. Perhaps Lucky can talk some sense into Martin. He's always been a devoted husband and father. Lucky Steinmauer is the model of what a man should be. He is the very model of a modern major man. He is the very model of a modern major man. Hey, another window looker, huh? Otto, is everyone behaving themselves in here? Oh, it's you. Afternoon, Otto. Come to see anyone special? Hello, Otto. It's good to see you. I heard laughing from the road and knew you all had to be up to no good in here. And look, there's Andreas. Have you been minding your manners? Old Johan here's a real stickler for propriety. I fear I've been yoked to the wheel of propriety my own life. I've mostly been listening, actually. I think these women know just about everything that happens in Tassing. My heady's got little birdies up in every eave. Are you calling me a gossip? Are you pretending not to be one? Ugh. Laugh along, lol, kick. Maybe you learn a little bit about honest work, you could get a family for yourself. We all know you work hard in the fields, Johan, no need to boast. He works hard in other places too. Mom? You've been in town a few months, Andreas. Got any burning questions you've been meaning to ask? Yeah, what's the fucking point about Kershaw Abbey? Clara mentioned the abbot has suddenly started raising taxes. Raising them and changing their terms, yes. When Father Matthias was the abbot, he would let us pay a portion of our taxes in crops. Naturally, the shit-for-brains abbot put an end to that this year. Even if our crops failed or produced less than we'd like, we still owe the abbey for the use of the land. It doesn't make any sense. How can he raise our taxes when the price of our grain does not rise too? Where does he think the money comes from? He doesn't think about the common folk at all. If it's not his abbey, it's not his problem. What about the miller? Doesn't he have some part to play in that? Lenhart drives a hard bargain. He won't give us a better deal just because the abbot raises our taxes. What we need is access to more land. Trying to bargain with Lenhart won't get us that. Lenhart is not a kind man, and he does not negotiate. He might if you carry a lot of debt, but his bargains are cruel. We pay him even before the abbot, though I'm not sure why. Good. I have nothing Christian to say about Lenhart Müller. so I will say nothing at all. Except that I hope he falls into a fast-moving river during a flood and dashes his brains on the rocks. Jesus Christ, Eddie. Can we talk about something else? Come on, Andreas, surely you've got a better question than that. About Tassing? You see much of the monks and nuns in town? The anchoress in the church, you know much about her? How have you been weathering the storm? The anchoress in the church, do you know much about her? Oh, Sister Amelie. She's a little crazy one? You know her, Veronica? We're not dear friends or anything, but sometimes she has these fits, you know. If Father Thomas isn't there and I have time, I'll wait with her until he arrives. Since when? I didn't know anything about this. Ah, and here I thought you just adored the church building. You're so funny, Veronica. Don't make it sound weird. She's nice and someone should be there when she's in pain, that's all. Father Thomas told me she receives visions from God. He has been blessed by the Lord. I prefer my blessings to come in the form of Gildan. She's been in Tassing for near on a decade, hasn't she? Since I was a girl, certainly. We've grown up with her, in a way. The woman in the maze, it's like something from a tale of knights and monsters. She's trapped in a box. I don't think there's anything romantic about that. Aren't you a little know-it-all? I didn't realize you were an expert. I don't know about you girls, but I'm sick of this wool. I'm sure we've all got other chores to get to. I'm glad to have that over with. Now I don't have to think about wool for a whole year. Oh, I was having such a nice time. I certainly learned a lot. Care for an escort home, Eva? I'd like that, yes. I expect everyone will be on their best behavior going home. They always are. Johann, please. Andreas, will I see you home for supper? Perhaps. I'm not sure what my plans are this evening. This was very illuminating. Thank you all for letting me join you. Thanks for coming by, Andreas. Come back any time. Unless you come on Abbey business. Don't threaten him with a good time, Johann. Boom. We're eating already. Completely failed to work. I should find someone to eat with. What has happened here? Have I lost all my... Oh no, they're still here? Right. So that's the end of that. I attended the spinning bee at Johann Bauer's house. I gained some clarity on the various tensions in town, including that Martin Bauer is a known thief, though the women agreed he likely doesn't have the temperament for murder. Okay. What was the other thing that just... Was it this one? Yeah, nothing new? Nothing new, apparently. Wolf Bauer. What else have we got? Who else is new? Johann Hans Bauer. Cat Bauer. Bauerin. Alright, how many people? How many more people did I learn off here? Brigitte. Bauerin. Okay. Anyway, it's been over now. Time to take a break. I'll be back. Alright, let's keep on back to it, going through it, and all other things that make no sense because I'm not talking like an English person who speaks English, if you know what I mean. So was it Hetty who... Hey, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Oh, so what are we doing? What are we doing? I've got to eat somewhere. I guess we just keep going to whatever the closest is. Let's see what Franz Bauer and Widow Kemperin have to say for themselves. Over a meal. I mean, the thing is, I'm not investigating anything. I guess that was an investigation, wasn't it? Yeah, all right. But did it, did it move anything forward? None of these have been moved forward. Convent Garden during the day. And I've only got like one day. Get it down? These wood carvings are quite curious. Oh, I see. We've got... Oh, this is Ottilia. I want to talk to her. She's got shit to tell me for sure. She was the one... Oh, this must be Ranning's cane. It's strong, sturdy, and here the head is broken off. Dun dun dun! The break looks recent. Could Ottilia have used this cane to kill the Wrens? Ottilia, your husband's cane is broken. Do you remember how that happened? I haven't even talked to her yet. How should I know? Everything in here is broken and falling apart. The head broke off at some point. I don't remember how. Remain silent. Ha! Okay. Ranning's broken cane. You want something? Oh, I couldn't talk to her anyway. Can I go upstairs? I can't. So what has happened here, really? Broken cane. I found Kate and Kemper's old cane at the widow's house. The head of the cane is missing. It looks like it had broken off recently. I should see if I can learn how it broke. I've got that. I understand that, but she won't talk to me. It must be not doable during fucking eating time, I guess. You want something? Ah, the stipulations of it being a game. I can't just, my immersion. I would wish you a good day, Andreas, but I fear that would be a lie. Has something happened? Martin's gone missing. The cat is beside herself. I'm sorry to hear it. Do you know where he's gone? I'm sorry, I don't know. Cat might know. He speaks more to her than he does to me, even though I am his wife. I'm sorry, they've always been close. They've had to be, to endure, well, to endure fronts. How did you know? You haven't said a word about him. That absence is telling in its own way. Frantz is a difficult man and a very hard on Martin. It's made him difficult too. So difficult that he would commit a murder? No, there's a storm cloud over Martin, but it rains only on him. He would never hurt someone. I can't imagine it. What are you talking about? What? It's nothing at all a question. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. What? I should probably get back to my chores. Frantz will be angry if he sees me shirking. Or talking to an unmarried man. Until later then. Be well, Andreas. Be well, Brigitte. Cat. Hello, Master Mailer. I'm sorry to cause you trouble, but... Have you seen Martin recently? He wasn't feeling well, so I let him sleep until prime. When I stick out during the first hour of daylight, one of the little hours of prayer. But when I came to check on him, he was gone. I saw him Thursday morning. I did see Martin running through the meadow, but this is a delicate situation. I'm not sure how I should handle it. Why wouldn't I tell him I saw him? I didn't get a chance to speak with him, and I don't know what he was up to. The boy's clearly troubled. The people in town do not think well of him. It could be entirely innocent, but if I tell Kat that I saw him fleeing the Abbey, She might think her son killed Lorenz. She might think I think her son killed Lorenz. That could cause her undue stress. I don't want to get embroiled in their problems. That could cause her undue stress. It probably wasn't even Martin who did it. Even if it was Martin who killed Lorenz, I don't know where he's gone now anyway. It probably wasn't even Martin who did it. He doesn't strike me as the murdering type. Still, Cat deserves my honesty. I saw him Thursday morning. He ran through the meadow while I was on my way to the Abbey at Prime. But he said he was sick. And what was he doing in the meadow? He hardly ever goes out there. It always makes him sneeze. He seemed to be running from the Abbey. Why do you ask? He has a history of making poor decisions. Like stealing? Baron Rothvogel's manservant believes Martin may have stolen some of the Lord's rings. Lord have mercy. That must be where he's gone, to sell them. Oh, Martin, how could you? You know where he's likely to have gone? The last time he ran off, it was to Innsbruck. But I don't know. I don't know. He could be anywhere. What if he is attacked out on the road? I'm sure he'll be alright, Cat. I pray to God that you are right. I'm sorry, this is not your trouble. Thank you for speaking to me. Ellipsis. Was there something else? I don't want to impose, but if it wouldn't be too much trouble, please let me know if you see Martin. I'm so worried for him. Of course, Cat. Thank you, Master Marla. Be well. Oh, I meant to ask, would you care to join us for a meal? How kind of you. Please, lead the way. It's nothing. Brigitte and I will be glad of the company. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen, amen, wash. Amen, amen. You're a respectful man, Andreas. Your parents discipline you? I never got in much trouble. Mostly I kept to myself. Lucky them. Martin's got a special knack for making trouble. Only thing he loves more than being a layabout and a whiner. You ask me, the trick to well-behaved children's a firm hand. Well, it didn't work out, did it? You tried your firm hand, and it hasn't worked out. Why do you still think it'd be a firm hand, you dumb, abusive bastard? What we got here? Fish stew, salmon hand pie. I'm going to have some pie, motherfucker. Spare the rod and spoil the child. That's what the Bible says. Actually, it doesn't say. I think I read somewhere it doesn't quite say that. But anyway, the Bible says a lot of things. Does it say anything about being a good guest? Wah. Maybe if Wolf cried left, Martin wouldn't have felt the need to run off. I'm sorry. I'll try to keep him quiet. Wah. This goddamn racket is giving me a headache. Sniff, sniff. There you go, sweet boy. Finally. It's too goddamn cold in here. Cat, you'll get some firewood after the meal. Have some stew. Yes, of course. Only... What, you've got an excuse now? Little tummy ache? Need to lie down? I worry Ottilia will come back. The widow Kemperin, has she been bothering you? I found her collecting firewood on our land. I asked her to leave because I pay the goddamn taxes on that firewood. And she shouted at me quite forcefully. Gone through a difficult time, soon she'll have to forfeit her home. Well, that's not my fucking problem, is it? If she wanted to keep her house, she should have had a few more sons. Right. Cat did. Why couldn't that old bat? You tell him, Cat. Give me my salmon. Wah. Sorry. Come now, little bear. It's all right. You're a good boy, aren't you? Sniff, sniff. I'm sure Ottilia would have had a son if she could have chosen to. What were we talking about? You're a marvel at soothing him, Brida. I have many opportunities to practice, I'm afraid. I wasn't done speaking. Of course, I'm sorry. Now, you tell him, Cat. Tell him how you chose to have a son and did. I prayed daily for a son, and then I had Martin. That's right, just as I told you. You and Eddie both. If my brother's wife can make the Lord hear her, that old witch could have done the same. I hope Martin's all right. He usually comes back by now. Shiftless, good-for-nothing malingerer. He better come back so I can beat the pants off him. Johann would never let his boy get away with this shit. My brother knows how to raise an obedient son. Oh, you don't. Speaking of malingering, we've all got work to do. Enough sitting around. Then I shall take my leave. Right, I should be off. Thank you for welcoming me at your table. It was illuminating. Good of you to come. What a dickhead. What another dickhead. Everyone's a fucking dickhead in this game. I should get some sleep, but can I investigate anywhere? Apparently not. Absolutely nothing. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, I'm still playing it, obviously, but it's just... This could be a lot better, I think. This would make a great novel, or just a cartoon, or a TV show. Why is this a game? Why is this a game? And it's just a melodrama. Uh-oh, here's trouble. Here's trouble. Oh, Wojslav. Andreas, Christ, there you are. The Wojslav, what's the matter? Don't tell me there's been another killing. Are you alright? You look terrible. It's the Archdeacon. He's come early with an entire retinue in tow. He's questioning everyone who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at Nons. He requested you, specifically. Did he say why? Who's with him? He's been informed of my investigation, then. It is no secret you've been poking about the town and the abbey, sticking your nose in the rot. I hope your prying has borne fruit, or Piero's neck will meet the sword. I'm well aware of the stakes, thank you. If only I had a couple more days. Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf, and he's grateful for it. Only, Andreas... What is it? It's just, you know as well as I do, the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, just you think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon, and who you tell him about. You understand? You don't need to worry, I found nothing that implicates you. You didn't do it, did you? It's not me I'm worried about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shout, you don't deserve that. All I'm saying is if in your searching you heard anything about a certain sister, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. I'll do what I can to protect the sisters from censure. It's all I would ask of you. I should return to Kiersal. The abbot will be having a fit right about now. Be well, Andreas. I will pray for Piero's deliverance tonight. You should as well. I'm an atheist, motherfucker. But I will think of him. The Archdeacon's investigation. Jacob Estler, the Archdeacon of Freising, has arrived at Kiersal Abbey and will be questioning people connected with the Baron's death. You'll be questioning my ass. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I'm sorry for that outburst. I'm sorry. Alright, bedtime, I guess. I guess it's bedtime, is it? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying to me? Unless there's some thing added up here. Nope. Nope, ski. Alright, time to go to bed yet again. It's getting late, I should get some rest. That's why I clicked on the bed. Go to sleep. Little darling. It's morning time. What the... Bridge is this? Oh, we're dreaming again. We've come back to the dream. Oh, it's the maze. What is this nonsense? Okay. Andreas, when are you coming home? Dad, I'll be home soon. How's business? Good, I'm finishing a commission for the Inhofs. You can see it when you get back. And then you can show me your commission when you open your workshop. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this like you quit university, are you? Ellipsis. No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you would never have had the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance after they throw something away like that. I know, Dad. We'll see you when you get back. Sure, alright. We'll see you when you get there. Sabine. Oh, it's you. Ellipsis. I only have the picture of you, the one my brother Daniel made. I really don't have any idea what you're like. Do you really want to get married to a stranger? Why should that matter? Right, everyone keeps saying that. That's why I'm saying it to you now. Because I'm saying it to myself. Exactly. I'll see you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true. Until then... Welcome back, Andreas. It's been too long since you have graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Kirsau Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a nobleman, a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. My friend Brother Piero is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. Listen, Socrates. In addition to having no motive and violence not being part of his character, he is not physically capable of the act. He is of limited strength and has palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It's inconceivable that he would have the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. And Grobian, a whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I just don't believe he could have done it. There has to be a better explanation. I do not deny that it is possible, but I believe it is extremely improbable. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about other people who had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? What an excellent question. I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honours also his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He's right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shit-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lorenz Rothvogel anyway? You're being too hard on the abbot. The Baron has many good qualities, well, I can't disagree with your assessment of them. Powerful people get upset when other powerful people are murdered. This could threaten the existence of the abbey. Well, I can't disagree with your assessment of him. I did say he was a dickhead, so... I didn't ask you to agree with me. If you can't think for yourself, you're no better than them, arsehole. Excuse me. In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the Archdeacon to his side using the tools favoured by men such as him. Like, reason? Ha! When was the last time you met a man who was truly ruled by reason? Honesty? You must be honest in all things, Andreas. But many are not willing to accept the truth. And the cost of honesty can be high. Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. Authority. By your talent, you're merely an artist. He has been invested with power by the Prince Bishop of Freising. You have no authority with him. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith in providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? There were other people in Kirsau and Tassing who had motives to kill the Baron. Prior Ferenc feared the Baron would report his occult interests to inquisitors. How so? Prior Ferenc and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the Prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Kiersau. When Ferenc refused, the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence, a letter from Ferenc to the Baron in which he discusses all of these matters. It is a dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul, he could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed, all for a little curiosity. Better to stay stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. Lord Keck Chortle. We're well aware. All of this worry over dangerous books started in the University of Paris. It shouldn't even be an issue out here. There is great power in magical books, but it's a power that can be used responsibly. I've read many of the same books Prior Ferenc has, most of them are harmless nonsense. Is curiosity such an awful thing? The lust for knowledge can be dangerous as any other desire. Most of them are harmless nonsense. That is not the position of the Church, who views these matters suspiciously in the best of circumstances. The Prior Ferenc feared loss of his status, his life, and even God's grace. Men have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deed? I am not certain. I haven't found anything that I think could have been used as a weapon. It will be a challenge to convince the Archdeacon that a Prior committed a murder this foul. If you mean to suggest that Ferenc is a suspect, you must find a weapon to convince the Archdeacon. Are there any others you suspect? I have found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know. But you need not tell him everything. What do you mean? She means you should only tell him about the people you don't mind dying, huh? That's one way of putting it. There is a place for a noble lie, this is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All of the people with a motive to kill him suffered either directly or indirectly from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right, no point throwing everyone waist deep into shit here. Lol Keck Chortle. I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I will do my best. Until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Broline. The bells are calling. Time to get back to work. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so what can we do then? It seems to me that we're gonna have to start with this one. Because I've got the most information so far. Although wait, I've got a heap of there here as well, don't I? So she's in the prioress's house in the convent. Yeah, let's go find Madame Cecilia, whatever her name is. Is she up here? Oh, prioress's house. Not an investigation area. I'm gonna go have a look anyway. I feel like I actually cut that quest short because I skipped it, basically, you know? I want to talk to any of these people. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. No, we're good. We're Gucci. So let's just get to getting. Let's just get to getting.com. Where am I going? Going the wrong way. What the? How do I get to the fucking... Hey, that's Lucky. Oh, do we talk to Lucky? Do we talk to Lucky? Where are we actually, if we're talking to Lucky? Oh, right there. No, I want to quickly go see the... I had to go this way, did I? Had to go this way, did I? Ah, the church, yes, the church. Through the meadow, up into the abbey. Haven't visited the mill yet. Probably won't until I have to. Lower Abbey. Lower the Abbey. Convent Garden. Where's the Prioress's house? There we go. Cecilia, we must speak. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I need to talk to you about Sister Matilda. Ellipsis. I'm not going to ask how you got into the library. I don't want to know. Fair. What happened to Sister Matilda was tragic. What did happen to Sister Matilda? The records only said that she left the Abbey for some time. I omitted the details from our written records for several reasons, none of them noble. Lorenz, the Baron, tried to seduce Sister Matilda. She rebuked him several times. So one morning he attacked her in the meadow on her way to town. He dragged her into the woods. Sister Matilda is a strong woman, but her resistance was met with violence. When pilgrims to the shrine found her, she had been beaten so badly she could barely move. My God. Your blasphemy is understandable. It was beyond shocking to see what he had done. As terrible as the attack was, I knew that bringing it to Father Matthias would put him in an impossible position. The Baron would suffer no consequences, but the abbot would have refused his continued patronage. I concealed the assailant's identity from Father Abbot and had Sister Matilda taken to a hermitage in Mittenwald, a small municipality known for its transalpine routes between Augsburg, Innsbruck and Milan. Massive amounts of coin and trade pass through the Mittenwald each year. She stayed there under the care of sisters until she recovered and could return. I really don't think the abbot would have taken action against the Baron. How did Sister Matilda feel about seeing the Baron again at Kiersau? She deserved better than to be shuffled away to a hermitage. You're right, of course. I can only pray that the Lord will repay the debt that I incurred. How did Sister Matilda feel about seeing the Baron again at Kiersau? Andreas, if you want me to tell you that I think Sister Matilda killed the Baron, I won't. Seeing him was hard for her, of course. She defended her virtue from the Baron, but her injuries were severe. Her body recovered in time. Her mind, I don't know if it ever will. She still fights him in her dreams. She wakes in the night screaming, soaked in her own sweat. So it affected her, yes. It still affects her. That doesn't mean she wanted to kill the Baron. It certainly doesn't mean she actually did. Sister Matilda is a faithful servant and a friend of Christ. I believe that truly, Andreas. She is respected and beloved by this community for good reason. I think Brother Waslav knew the Baron attacked her. He cautioned me against bringing her up with the Archdeacon. No, he didn't know. Perhaps it will come to light now that the Baron has been murdered, but she didn't tell him before. I see. Do not mention Sister Matilda to the Archdeacon, Andreas. I do not believe she could have done this. Of course. God bless you, Andreas. Consider the evidence. Mother Cecilia acknowledged that Sister Matilda was the nun who Lorenz Rothvogel hurt in his last visit. He tried to seduce her. When she rejected his advances, he beat her. Mother Cecilia had her taken to a hermitage to recover, to avoid a scandal. I need to decide what to do with this information. Well, I think I'm going to ignore it, because I don't think she did it. I think... Alright, so what can we be doing about Ferenc, then? Where would his investigation be? So, Franz Bauer, Widow Kemperin. Oh, that's actually the old woman. Right, so we've got the old woman. We've got... That's it. Really? But there's like 15 things to do here. So we need to talk to Lucky. Okay, I haven't talked to Lucky yet, actually. I need to go talk to this widow. That's the other one that at least I've got a murder weapon there, you know? And I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Found a letter with the Baron's belonging. Where is Prior Ferenc? I need to figure out the meaning of the cipher Ferenc wrote in Scriptorium. He used a Volvel while writing it and took it with him. He can't keep it in his robes all the time, can he? I should talk to him first, please. Usually in the Scriptorium, the Abbot's house, or the Prior's house. No, let's talk to him first, then. Abbot's house, Prior's house? Where's the Prior's house? Over there. And the scriptorium. Let's go to the abbot's house. Let's go to the colonies. There's just no music all of a sudden. Oh. Whoa, dude. Oh, a shovel. This shovel has blood on the blade. Not normal. I think Sister Matilda uses it in the garden. I should ask her about it. Bloody shovel. Okay. Okay. I'm going to end up with more evidence on her if I'm not careful. But then I'm going to have to decide not to actually use it. So it must be Woslav who did it if it was her. Maybe it depends. Maybe whoever we say did it actually did it, you know? Know what I'm saying? Where is Sister Matilda then? Oh, my darling. Prioress's house. Convent Loquarium. Hang on. How do I find Matilda? She must be somewhere. I think she works in the Covent Garden during the day. Well, I'm in the Convent Garden, and I don't see no Sister Matilda. Motherfuckers. Why can I look at all these plants? I mean, it's cute and all, but... Where's he going? Ah, the mini-petal cinquefoil. It grows so easy, some consider it a weed. Still, I think it has a certain charm. I think your face is a weed. Passing is lucky to have so much wound wart naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favourite. Doors to the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. So where's this Matilda? She's supposed to be in the garden, bruh. She ain't in the garden. Still must lead into the rest of the convent, not for me. Not for you, not for me. Feverfew. Alright, so where am I? Okay, right, well, we can't find her. So we're looking for Abbot House. We're looking for Ferenc. We're looking for Ferenc, aren't we? Hildegard. Alright, Ferenc. You and I are gonna have a chat. So how do I get to the... Oh, interesting. It said... How do I get to the Abbot's house? Oh, it's down below. Ooh. Ooh. Where are you, Ferenc? No, this way. This way you get. This way. Abbot house. Locked. Locked. Alright, so... Scriptorium or Prior house. The old Ferenc. Oh, I don't want to go through the church, do I? This is quicker. Oh, maybe the church is quicker. I don't know. I've never tried it. Infirmary. Step hat. Step hat, you fool. What are you doing here? What are you doing, Doc? God bless you, Andreas. God bless everybody. Old Bailey. Scriptorium. Hello? Ferenc, are you here? No, you're not. You suck. Speaking of sucking, Guy, you suck. Right out, so he has to be in here, right? Oh. A clue. Someone was in a hurry to get rid of this parchment. Smells recent, probably wasn't burned more than a day ago. Burned note. I found the burned remnants of a note in Prior Ferenc's house. It's unclear what the contents of the note were, but it was written in a purple ink with exceptionally fine lettering. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Where is Ferenc? What is this? A Volvel? I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. The lines connecting the holes form constellations: Cassiopeia, the Great Wagon, Libra, and Aries. Ah, a quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. Given the number of letters and the size of the disc, there's enough space for a total of 4 versions of the Latin alphabet. This must relate to the Greek letters I found in Ferenc's book. I need to compare them. But these symbols aren't the same. The elements don't appear in the cipher, and the astrological symbols aren't on the Volvel. Wait, of course, every astrological sign corresponds to one of the 4 elements. Libra and Gemini are air, Scorpio is water, and so on. That's it. When the cipher indicates an astrological sign, I just need to correspond it to the appropriate element on the wheel. Simple. Sounds fascinating, John. Alright, so it needs to be air. Are you telling me it needs to be air? That side there. And what am I looking for? A Greek W looking thing. Is it that one? Hang on. Hang on. We've got no W's. Is it this one then? Oh, there it is. Like it's literally pointing at it already. H. It's literally telling me where to point. Hang on. No, it's not. No, it's not. All right, so that's right. That's that thing there. Gotcha. Gotcha. So I'm looking for that symbol. It needs to be Earth. How do I turn this? Earth. That one. I'm going to take a break. My grandmother's nurse is here. Be right back. Alright, nurse is still here. Doing painting of nails and things, so let's just... I probably won't talk very loud. You may hear some loud voices in the background. But this is going to be fire. OG. That's going to be water. Heat. Don't know what it's going to say. No idea. Fire. Ah. That's air. Even though it looks like water. Boom. What the hell's that? That's earth. Boom. That's also earth. Boom. And that is water. Gerhard. Oh, Gerhard. It's in the late brother Gerhard? Yes, yes, it can't be a coincidence. Hi, Gerhard. Gerhard died sometime last year. How does that connect to him? How does this connect to him? Is it an anagram using Gerhard's name? Did he use his name for an abbreviation? Why his name? An anagram, maybe? Harried? Hardier? Where does the G go? God, I'm sure ADOC would know. 7,560 different combinations to try. I don't have the time to solve it through brute force. Let me think. Did he use his name for an abbreviation? It's a lot of letters for an abbreviation. A cipher inside a cipher, perhaps? If it is, I'm not equipped with a key to solve it, so I must proceed with other options. Let me think. Why his name? And why Hi Gerhard? Hang on a sec, we'll be back. Dutch? No, not Flemish or French. Let me think. Wait, maybe it's an abbreviation and a name. Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Horde Ignota? No. Hinc Ille Lacrimae? Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Hic Iacet. Here lies. Here lies Gerhard. Gerhard's grave. I wonder if it has something to do with the Baron's murder. I should ask the abbot for permission to exhume the grave as soon as possible. Solve Ferenc's cipher with the Volvel. Volvel. I figured out Ferenc's cipher. It says H.I. Gerhard, Latin for here lies Gerhard. I should check brother Gerhard's grave in the cemetery. In the cemetery. Where is the cemetery? There it is. But it said I should get permission. I guess we'll check the grave first. There are deep indentations on this parchment. Whoever wrote on the page above must have been angry. Wonder if I could make a charcoal rubbing of this page and reveal the content of the writing. Do it. Baron Rothvogel. Ferenc. Aha, clear as an alpine day. It's a letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc. Ah, this must be where Ferenc wrote the letter I found in the guest house. Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc. It's the same text. Charcoal rubbing. A piece of paper on Ferenc's desk had imprint of a letter on it. I rubbed charcoal on the paper to reveal the text, which was a letter from Ferenc to the Baron. Ferenc said he would not perform a ritual for the irony even if the Baron threw that. Oh, so that actually replaced the letter I already found? Rude. Okay. Back to the Bailey. Into the cemetery. Two. Where are we looking? What are we looking at? The apple trees have only started to bloom. It must be months before they bear fruit. Fascinating. Okay, what are we looking for? Animal pens. Monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Abbey. Brother Gerhard's grave was disturbed recently. Ferenc must have buried something here. I need to dig up this grave if I want to know what he was up to. I should get Father Gernot's permission for. I bet Otto would help me if I asked. Perhaps Brother Volkbert could lend me a hand. I guess I should get Father Gernot's permission first. Disturbed grave. Maybe I could even pick up without Abbott's permission, but he might get in trouble. Where would I find said Abbott? I guess, well, Abbott's house is closed. We've still got a thing here. I guess we can talk to Otto if we can't find the Abbot. Fair enough. I want to go see what the animal pens are. It'll let me. There we go. Large garden. What are these nerds? What's all this about? Abattoir. Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. Do you need something? Father Abbot said I should help you if you needed it, so here I am. There is a matter I need your help with, Brother Volkbert. I suspect there's something hidden in Gerhard's grave. Do you think you could dig it up for me? Did you ask Father Gernot? I want to help, but I don't think I should unless he says it's alright. Alright, I'll go talk to the abbot. I ain't lying to no fucking monk. Fine, that's good. Be well, Andreas. What a nerd. What a nerd. Alright, so that guy can help me with the grave. I don't know where large garden takes me. Kitchen and cellar. Refectory. More plants to look at. Cloister. I wonder what the recipes the brothers have for peas. Go see what's down here. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. Hang on. Where am I? Large garden. Abbot's house actually has an entrance to the large garden. Can I? Isn't it the abbot I'm trying to talk to? There he is. Oh no, that's Ferenc. Let's pet Mirabellus first. That's the dude I'm looking for. Oh, there's a good pup. There's a good... Who's a good boy? Gernot? Fair, I'm going to talk to Gernot. Right in front of Ferenc. Andreas. I trust you are abiding my command to leave Piero and the rest of the monastics in peace. Maybe. Have you had any progress in finding the Baron's true murderer? Father Gernot is in a difficult position. He hasn't been at the abbot long, and he's young. The older monks don't respect him. A friend of the Prince Bishop murdered under the roof of his abbey. It doesn't look good. If I represent a threat to the abbot's authority, he could expel me from the abbot, masterwork or not, or the abbey masterwork or not. I could lie and say I haven't investigated a single thing. No, well, I'm not going to lie. Then I may never discover who really killed Lorenz, and Piero will die for it. I should be careful not to alienate Gernot before the Archdeacon arrives. Maybe. Have you made any progress in finding the Baron's true murderer? I am satisfied I have the Baron's killer well in hand. And if I'm not mistaken, truth is for the Archdeacon to uncover. Not for a journeyman artist who is not even a part of this community. There is more at stake here than you understand, Andreas. Given that I am not the Lord and don't have perfect understanding of all things, of course that's the case. That may be, but I can't in good conscience let an innocent man face death while a murderer runs loose. What is at stake here exactly? The Abbey cannot legally be held at fault for Baron Rothberger's death. It doesn't matter if the Abbey is at fault, a nobleman died on its premises. There are few extant double monasteries with working scriptorians any longer. They're costly to operate and the church does not approve of them. Baron Rothvogel was a friend of the Prince Bishop, and if the Prince Bishop were so inclined, he could order the abbey closed and our community disbanded. A community of which you are not a member, and so whose precarity you can't understand. I thought you were a clever man, Andreas. Your ignorance disappoints me. I'm ignorant of a lot of things, for example, the identity of who really killed Lorenz Rothvogel. I don't wish to disappoint you, Father Gernot, but neither do I wish for an innocent man to die based on circumstance alone. Which is why I've come to you with a request. And? I have reason to believe there is something hidden in Brother Gerhard's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. I have reason to believe Prior Ferenc has hidden something in Brother... Okay. Ferenc is Gernot's assistant. Suggesting Ferenc might have killed Lorenz might anger the abbot if the two are close. The brothers chose Gernot over Ferenc because they didn't find Ferenc trustworthy. Gernot might not either. I could keep Ferenc's name out of it entirely, but then my reasoning would sound rather vague. Sounds like I need to just lay it down. I have reason to believe Prior Ferenc has hidden something in Brother Gerhard's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. What does that have to do with the death of Baron Rothvogel? I suspect the weapon used to murder the Baron may be buried there. Baron Rothvogel was stabbed. We know the murder weapon used to kill him. Brother Piero was found holding it. The Baron's stab wound was self-inflicted. He was killed by a blow to the head. How do you know this? I recall telling you to stay off Abbey grounds after the body was discovered. I examined his body with Brother Florian. Florian let me watch his investigation of Renger's wounds against the abbot's wishes. It would be ungrateful of me to reveal his disobedience to the abbot. But what we learned might help convince the abbot that Piero couldn't have killed Lorenz. Oh. What a fucking, don't want to put Brother Florian, he did me a favour. It's evident to anyone who gives Baron Rothvogel's body more than a cursory examination. Are you suggesting I didn't give the murder of Baron Rothvogel my due attention? You seem to think I don't care who killed the Baron or whether Piero was the one who did it. I do. But I have a role to play here and I can't be seen to undermine the authority of the Archdeacon in stepping outside of it. Do you take me for a fool? I will not let you exhume Brother Gerhard's body on a hunch. What does it matter? He's nothing more than bones now. I'm sure he won't mind. Objected to Piero's assumed guilt. Well, fuck you. I guess it's not 2, because that would have been 3 minus 1, 2. It needs, and I needed, what, 4? These things don't make any sense to me. He was a brother of this abbey, and he should be left in peace. Just as I would like to be. Leave now, and do not pester me about this again. What an idiot. Permission to dig? Denied. Father Gernot did not give me permission to dig up Brother Gerhard's grave. I may need to convince Brother Volkbert to help me give up the grave, or maybe Otto Zimmermann would be willing to help. Well, I don't think Volkbert's going to help me. He wants permission, and I don't want to lie to him. So, who's Zimmermann? Otto. Where's Otto Zimmermann hanging out? No idea. No idea. Zimmermann house. Guess we go to the Zimmermann house then. Well, you suck. Ah, Andreas, what an awful time, awful time. A baron murdered at Kiersau. These are dark days indeed. Brother Piero, I admit I would have never thought him the type. What could have possessed him? You can't believe Brother Piero would kill the baron. It's not in his nature. Piero's a half step from the grave. You really think he could have killed a man in his prime? Cool your tongue, Andreas. A murderer he may be, but the man is still your brother in Christ. Envy and pride environment to madness, Andreas, even old men. But you have come to me for a reason. Do you need something? I found a strange note in your fireplace. It was written in an unusually fine hand. I came across an interesting letter from you addressed to the late Baron von Rothvogel. You rushed into the scriptory and hid something strange at your desk. You found an interesting letter. What? Where did you get that? Were you performing occult rituals with the Baron? Shh. He meant to coerce me into performing a ritual to help him with a condition, but I refused, as the letter makes abundantly clear. What led him to believe he could come to you with this request? Ellipsis. He was a Rhenish nobleman and a friend of the Prince Bishop. You are an ordinary monk from Hungary. You are an assistant to the abbot of a bankrupt monastery of a sort the church has creed disbanded. What could you possibly have had in common? Books. I am the prior of the Kirsten Scriptorium, one of the few of its kind left in Christendom. Modest though the Abbey may be, our library contains works on subjects rarely found beyond its walls, certainly not all in the same place. For men of certain academic interest, it is perhaps the only place we may meet and discuss them. Are you a witch, Prior Ferric? No! I'm a scholar and a man of God. How dare you imply otherwise? The Baron's interest was more than academic. When he wished to make it practical, I refused. There's nothing more to it. The Inquisition is not kind to practitioners of witchcraft. Lorenz could have gotten you killed. I did not kill Baron Rothvogel, and I do not care if you believe me. It is simply a fact which the Archdeacon will surely realize. Now, is that all? I have duties I really should attend to. I have a few more questions, if you don't mind. Be quick about it. I found a strange note in your fireplace. It was written in an unusually fine hand. I found others around Tassing with the same hand that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. What were you doing in my home? Aren't we jumpy today? Is there some reason you don't want me in your home, Prior Ferring? Any secrets you'd rather stay hidden? Any person of manners knows better than to go snooping through others' things. I'll have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. Then why burn the note? What was left was difficult to read, but I could make out the Red Bird Matin. It was a strange little thing I found on my desk after waking up for matins. It meant nothing to me, so I put it in the fire. You know who might have put it there? Surely it's just a loose scrap, but the hand was handsome. You're correct. Unlike anything penned by the brothers in the Scriptorium, to be certain. How unsettling. Do you remember what the note said? No, only that I found the contents nonsensical and disturbing. The remaining legible part read, "The Red Bird." You don't know what that could be? A scrap from some bestiaria? I couldn't say. My eyes watch the heavens, not the trees. Although we do not see many red birds at this altitude. The common robin, perhaps, or a swallow? That doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it was nonsense. Why did you find it disturbing if it was simply nonsense? I know German isn't your mother tongue, but I don't believe for a moment you don't know that Red Bird is Rothvogel. Enough. It was trash, nothing more, and I have naught else to say about it. One more thing. Who has access to your home? Everyone at this abbey, but what does it matter to you? It was just a scrap of paper. I found a similar note in the Baron's effects while Brother Florian was performing his initial examination. But the abbot ordered you away from the abbey. Andreas, your cavalier attitude towards Father Gernot's commands. But don't you find the coincidence strange? No, we operate a scriptorium, Master Marla, and house perhaps the largest library in Bavaria. We are awash in parchment scraps. They multiply like silverfish between the pages of our books. Are you satisfied now? I suppose that will have to do, thank you. Excellent. Are we done here? I had a few more questions. You rushed into the scriptorium and hid something strange at your desk. Thank you, I didn't click on that. I clicked here. Pardon? And why were you sneaking about the scriptorium? What was it you're holding? I thought I caught a glimpse of astrological symbols. Why are you trying to distract me? Because you insist on prying into matters that are not your business, and I grow weary of it. Let us seek a common understanding, Master Marlowe, as two brothers in Christ. Please let's. I'd love to understand things. Grr. The scriptorium is my domain, and you are a guest here. And so long as that is true, I do not answer to you, but the abbot only. Is that clear? You don't mind me asking, why aren't you the abbot? It's an elected position, isn't it? Did your brothers not find you fit? Are you not better suited to the job, given your age and experience? I will not discuss this with you. Are we done here? For now, be well, Prior Ferink. Bless you, Master Marla. God bless you. I asked Ferink if he knew anything about the Baron's death. He was defensive and evasive. I guess we now have to go find fucking Otto. Out we go, let's go. What's this? Oh, that's just Ferring. Can we go upstairs? Can we go upstairs? No. We cannot go upstairs. Come on, one last chance. One last chance. Why can I not go out that way to the lower abbey? Are you mad? God dang it. Go back to the cloister. Apparently we need Otto. Apparently we need Otto. Oh. Why did that pan up like that when I was trying to click Lower Abbey? Where are you, Otto? My brother, my friend. I'm gonna need you to dig up a dead body to find a murder weapon. Okay, so where is he from here? Like, literally just straight. Just straight, bro. You Otto? No, you're Klaus. You're Klaus, are you? Zimmerman house. Is Otto outside? No, he's not. Inside to the Zimmerman house. Otto, my dude, my friend. Afternoon, Andreas. Heard that bar a barren friend of yours was killed up at the Abbey. It's a terrible tragedy. The world lost a great man. My mentor brother Pierre has been blamed for the crime. I'm surprised he wasn't killed sooner. It seems he had many enemies at the Abbey and in town. This will be remembered. Ha, you got that right. Can't think of anyone in Tassing who liked the man. Anyway, did you need something? Otherwise, I've got things to do. Hold on. What's your problem with Lorenz? He treated Lucky terribly, and Lucky is a good man. That, I think, is reason enough. But it's not my place to discuss Lucky's troubles with you. If you want to know more, ask him yourself. I see. Perhaps I'll do that. Anyway, do you think you could help me dig up a grave at the Abbey? Depends. What's in the grave? I believe something might be hidden there. It could be related to the Baron's murder. Something more than a dead monk, you mean? That's a weird place to hide something, but then again, it's not every day people go digging around in a graveyard. I hope. Did you talk to the abbot about this, Mischief? Wouldn't want to get my grubby hands all over his stuff without his permission. Actually, he expressly forbade it. This will be remembered. Ha! And you still want me to do it? Sure, why not? It'll take a few hours though, especially if I'm digging alone. I'm ready. Let's go. Fine, I'll grab my tools. Beautiful. What, am I just sitting here? Couldn't I help? So, town carpenter, what's that like? Exhausting, not unlike this here. Satisfying too, to make things with my hands, to feel the sun on my neck and sap under my fingers. And I haven't fallen off a roof yet, so all in all, I can't complain. Did you want to be a carpenter? It hadn't ever crossed my mind that I'd do anything else. I was always going to do what my father did. How else would I have learned? But I like being a carpenter. It's necessary work, keeps me talking to everyone in town and aware of what's troubling them. Many people in Tassing are struggling, Andreas, the peasants especially. I heard as much from Clara Gertenerian. They used to be able to pay a portion of their taxes in crops, but the abbot put an end to that. Now, if they get a bad price from Miller, they don't have enough to pay the abbey. It's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. The abbot might own the land, but he doesn't work it. He just reaps the benefits of others' efforts. But it's not just him. The law, imperial law, that's what gives him the power. So maybe the laws have to change. No, fuck that one. I had no idea it was my family or all that. Someone should do something about that. Who, though? Not city tradesmen like you. Too much work. Wouldn't want to get your hands dirty. Anyway, I should get back to digging. You've been digging this whole time. It's going to take a while. This is all on my own. Can I not help? Right, fine. Got a ways to go yet. Why don't you take a look around? Oh, Father Matthias is here. With a wooden headstone too. Things must be worse for the abbey than I thought. The abbey must be having money troubles. That would explain why the abbot's wringing the peasants dry. The rest of the abbots are in the crypt or under the church. I took a look at them while inspecting the foundations with Endrus. The blacksmith. Kearcell's built on top of an old Roman fort, not cheap to maintain by any means. So I'm surprised the abbey doesn't have enough money to pay for a new tomb. Surely they can do better than a wooden gravestone. Take it up with the abbot if it bothers you so much. Me, I think they should all get wood. They should all get wood. Well, you're a carpenter. So to speak. So to speak. Sister Maria, the librarian, probably before your time. I was a boy when she passed. My father spoke well of her, though. Said she reminded him of his own grandmother, a sweet woman who loved the Lord. I expect the abbot will have her dug up soon. Pardon? The brothers and sisters are buried here until their bodies decompose, then they're dug up and moved to the abbey's crypt. A ghoulish tradition, I've always thought. What's dead should remain buried. But then they don't have much space here, and many of the monks aren't long for death themselves, so... Breh. Mother Brunhilda, Abatissa? I doubt anyone's in that one. Given the age, I'd guess she's long been moved to the abbey crypt by now. You worried Father Gernot might try to punish us for this? God willing, we'll be done before he finds out about it. So you want me to speed it up? Sure. What do you care about my back? Christ. I never said anything about speeding it up. Uh-oh, we're in trouble now. Short, angry monk coming this way. Shit. Matthew's not going to like this. But then, you know, I know something about it. I could hide, but then I've been putting Otto in a tough spot. He's not going to be happy with me if he has to deal with Mathieu on his own. But this could be the clue that unlocks the truth about who killed Lorenz. What's a little trouble if it saves an innocent man's life? Ah hell, we're destined for an earful. This will be remembered. Is all well here? We're digging up a grave. How are you? For what purpose? Someone has disturbed this grave, and I suspect it's connected with the Baron's murder. That is curious, if you're telling the truth. Even so, Brother Gerhard's grave is not your concern. You are not a member of this community, Andreas. The abbot gave his permission, the rest is not your business. Oh, well, hang on, I don't want to lie. Why couldn't I say something else? Like, oh, don't you remember that I caught you and your boyfriend? What? As a circator, it's my duty to prevent mischief such as this. It's to prevent for mischief such as this. What does that mean? I'm terribly convincing. It's the hat gives me an air of authority. Wow, I've done nothing to be able to survive this. You are mistaken. Master Zimmerman, please clean up this mess. I'm going to speak with the abbot about this immediately. Right, great. Just what we like. Is that going to cause problems for you? Proving Piero's innocence is what matters. I'm not worried about anything else. You got convictions after all, huh? Well, the sun won't... Oh, the sun won't wait, so I better get back to digging. Got a ways to go yet. Why don't you take a look around? I already did take a look around. A monument to the founder of the abbey. We've already looked at that one. Brother Jacob from Cologne. Did you ever meet him? Cologne. Large, powerful, free imperial city on the River Rhine. It is a major hub for commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. It is also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the three wise men, representative as crowns on their arms. Sure. We spoke a couple of times. He was a funny man, just about the only one of these monks with a sense of humour. Some of them aren't so bad. Pierre especially knows how to laugh. If you say so. Jacob had a gift for manipulating his features and his voice to imitate the other monks. A man like that is wasted at an abbey. Well, I've reached the body, but... What, is something wrong with it? Looks fine enough, decay notwithstanding, but someone stuffed a sack up under his ribs. Good God, let me see. It's a sack! Oh, it's the murder weapon. What a strange collection of objects. Strange how? Two are plated with precious metals engraved, a silver chased rod and a golden plate. The rod has symbols of the zodiac on it, the plate has some script I don't recognize. And a knife seems ordinary enough, but together with the other two, buried here... Why would someone bury them here together? Because they're forbidden. Wait, there's blood in some of the symbols on this rod. Dried to be certain, but not that old. Beric tried cleaning this, but wasn't able to remove all the blood. Could this be what was used to kill Lorenz? Who buried this here anyway? I can't say, but it may be connected to the Baron's murder. What? None of this makes any sense. What's going on here, Andreas? That's what I need to figure out, Otto. Thank you for your help. Boom. 3 hours remaining. Oh, use those 2 hours to eat, apparently. I should find someone to eat with. Magical tools. Brother Gerhard's grave, I found a number of magical tools. It appears Prior Ferenc hid them out here for fear they might be discovered. The note he wrote must have been a message for a fellow magician to dig them up at a later date. A magician? What? What are you talking about, magician? That's where we're going to leave it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir, goodbye.